Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life. Please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps.
All right, so you wanted to understand this latest news about SoftBank dropping a cool $100 billion investing in the U.S.
Wow.
and what it all means for the future of AI.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty exciting, right?
It does.
Creating 100,000 jobs, all thanks to, as Masayoshi-san puts it,
Yeah.
a double-down president.
I saw that quote.
We've got a stack of articles here,
Right.
some focusing on the financial side,
Okay.
and others kind of delve into some legal questions
Interesting.
surrounding SoftBank.
Okay.
Let's try to unpack it all, shall we?
Let's do it.
What's interesting is that
Yeah.
this isn't the first time we've seen SoftBank make this kind of headline-grabbing pledge.
Right. You're right.
Back in 2016,
Yeah.
after Trump's initial election win,
Oh, yeah?
Sun made a very similar commitment.
Did he really?
$50 billion,
Wow.
50,000 jobs.
Okay.
So the question is, what happened with that first investment?
Yeah, right.
And how does this new, even bigger commitment fit into SoftBank's overall strategy?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Okay, so maybe we should rewind a bit here.
Okay.
For those who need a refresher,
Yeah.
SoftBank is this huge tech investment company,
Mm-hmm.
famous, or perhaps infamous,
Right.
for its massive vision fund.
Yeah.
They've made some wildly successful bets,
They have.
but also some that, well, haven't quite panned
I
out.
was going to say.
And that brings us to another intriguing piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
The stock plunge SoftBank experienced
Right.
just last August,
Uh-huh.
nearly 19% in a single day,
Oh, my goodness.
wiping billions
Really?
off Sun's personal fortune.
Billion with a B.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was triggered by the Bank of Japan
Right.
raising interest rates,
Mm-hmm.
which led to a wider sell-off in the Japanese market.
I see.
In fact, the Nikkei 225,
Yeah.
Japan's main stock index,
Right.
had its worst day since 1987's Black Monday.
Wow.
A day many market watchers
will
will never forget.
Yeah, no kidding.
So just a few months after this major setback,
Mhm.
they announced this enormous investment.
Hmm.
It's almost like they're trying to make a statement.
Well, yeah, isn't it?
It seems that way.
It certainly raises that question.
Yeah, concern.
And this time, their focus seems to be laser sharp.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence.
Interesting.
They're not just throwing money at any tech venture.
Yeah.
They're specifically targeting AI
Mm.
and the infrastructure needed to support it.
Okay.
So let's dive into this $100 billion pledge.
Right.
We know it's spread out over the next 4 years,
Right.
and the goal is to create 100,000 jobs.
Okay.
Sun has mentioned using a mix of funding sources,
Yeah.
the Vision Fund,
Mm-hmm.
capital projects,
Okay.
and possibly even some from ARM Holdings.
Mm-hmm.
That British chip designer, they have a big stake in.
I know them.
But the question remains,
Yeah.
is this a savvy move,
Right.
or are we looking at potential red flags?
That's a good question.
That's where things get really interesting,
Okay.
because to understand this new pledge,
Yeah.
we need to understand the Vision Fund itself.
I see.
And you mentioned earlier
Mm-hmm.
that not all of their investments
Right.
have been home runs.
Oh, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Like WeWork,
Oh, yeah.
the office-sharing company,
Right.
and Uber,
Mm-hmm.
the ride-sharing giant,
Yeah.
the Vision Fund poured billions into those companies.
Oh, I know.
And, well,
What happened?
let's just say the returns haven't exactly been stellar.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's true.
It is.
Those investments raised serious questions
Oh.
about the fund's management
Okay.
and due diligence processes.
Mm.
In fact, there's a law firm,
Really?
Wolper Law Firm,
Okay.
that specializes in recovering losses
Interesting.
for investors in private equity funds.
Mm-hmm.
And they've specifically called out
Oh, wow.
the SoftBank Vision Fund.
I see.
Wait, you're saying
Yeah.
there could be legal trouble brewing?
Well, it's possible.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Wolper Law Firm is suggesting
Okay.
that there might be grounds for lawsuits
Seriously.
alleging mismanagement
Uh-huh.
and breach of fiduciary duty.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
So break this down for me.
Right.
And for anyone else listening
Yeah.
who might be wondering the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly does fiduciary duty mean
Right.
in this context?
So essentially,
Yeah.
it means that fund managers have a legal and ethical obligation
Okay.
to act in the best interests of their investors.
So they're entrusted with
Yeah.
other people's money.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to make decisions that prioritize the investors' financial well-being above all else.
Exactly.
So if they make risky bets that don't pan out and investors lose money as a result, could they be held liable?
That's the question.
That's the question Wolper Law Firm is raising. They're suggesting that the Vision Fund's managers may have breached their fiduciary duty by making investments that weren't in the best interests of the investors. Now, proving that in court is another matter entirely. There's always a degree of risk involved in investments.
Of course.
And hindsight is, of course, 20/20.
Yeah, definitely.
But does add another layer of complexity to this whole story.
Definitely does.
So we've got this huge new investment in AI, fueled by optimism and a double-down spirit. But we also have the shadow of those past losses and the looming possibility of legal challenges. It's almost like SoftBank is playing a high-stakes game of poker.
That's a good analogy.
Isn't it?
It is.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And as we dig deeper into these sources, we'll see if we can get a better sense of what cards they're holding and how this hand might play out.
All right.
Let's do it. It feels like we're walking a tightrope here.
Yeah.
On one hand, this massive AI investment could be a game changer, potentially revolutionizing entire industries. But on the other, we have these questions about past performance and potential legal issues hanging over SoftBank's head.
I see that.
That's a really apt observation.
It is.
It's important to remember that while AI is undoubtedly a hot topic right now, it's not a guaranteed win.
Oh, no.
We've seen time and time again how quickly the tides can turn in the tech world.
For sure.
Remember the dot-com bubble?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Companies were pouring billions into internet startups.
I know.
And many of them crashed and burned spectacularly.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
Okay, I see your point.
Okay.
So how do we reconcile those past stumbles with this sudden, almost aggressive push into AI?
I see what you're saying.
Is SoftBank genuinely convinced
that
AI is the next big thing? Or are they just trying to distract from those less than stellar investments?
Possibly.
With a flashy new initiative.
Well, let's consider what we know about SoftBank's founder, Masayoshi Son. He's known for being a bold risk taker, someone who isn't afraid to make big bets, even when others are hesitant. He's also someone who's shown a keen interest in emerging technologies.
I see.
Particularly those with the potential to disrupt existing industries.
So you're saying this AI move could be right in line with his personality and past behavior.
Exactly.
It's certainly possible.
It is.
And if we look at the specifics of this pledge, the focus on infrastructure is particularly intriguing.
Oh, really?
They're not just talking about developing new AI algorithms or applications. They're talking about building the foundational elements that will allow AI to flourish. Things like data centers, high-speed networks, and specialized hardware.
I see it.
So it's almost like they're laying the groundwork for a whole new technological ecosystem.
Exactly. And that's where the potential impact could be truly transformative.
Wow.
Imagine a world where AI is seamlessly integrated into every aspect of our lives. From healthcare and transportation to education and entertainment.
Okay, that sounds both exciting and a little bit terrifying.
Oh, I know, right?
At the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
But even if SoftBank manages to pull this off, and this AI revolution really takes hold, what does it mean for the average person?
Well, that's a good question.
What are the real-world implications of this massive shift?
That's a question worth pondering. On the one hand, there's the potential for incredible benefits. AI could help us solve some of the world's most pressing problems.
Wow.
From climate change to disease eradication. It could lead to new medical breakthroughs, personalized education, and a more efficient and sustainable way of life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what about the potential downsides?
Oh, right.
We've all seen those sci-fi movies where the robots take over.
Yeah, right.
Is there a real risk that AI could become too powerful?
Well,
too uncontrollable?
It's certainly a concern that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more sophisticated.
Right.
We need to think carefully about ethical considerations, safety protocols, and the potential impact on jobs and society as a whole.
That's true.
It's essential that we develop AI responsibly with safeguards in place to prevent unintended consequences.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about how we use it, how we manage it,
Yeah.
and how we ensure that it benefits humanity as a whole.
Precisely.
Precisely.
And that's why it's so important to have these conversations, to explore both the potential and the pitfalls of AI.
Okay.
We need to approach this technology with a balanced perspective,
Yeah.
recognizing both its incredible potential and the need for careful stewardship.
Okay.
Yeah.
But back to SoftBank specifically.
Okay.
They're the ones making this massive bet.
Right.
And they're the ones who will ultimately be responsible for shaping how this AI vision unfolds.
Yeah.
So how do we evaluate their credibility?
Well,
How do we assess whether they're truly equipped to lead this charge?
that's where those past missteps come back into play.
Uh-oh.
The WeWork and Uber debacles raise serious doubts
Oh, no.
about the Vision Fund's ability to make sound judgments and manage risk effectively.
I see.
And those doubts inevitably linger
Right.
as we consider this new AI initiative.
So it's like they're trying to make a comeback
Kind of.
to prove that they can still be a major player in the tech world.
It could be seen that way.
It could.
And this AI investment is their chance to redeem themselves,
Okay.
to show the world that they've learned from their mistakes and that they're capable of driving real innovation.
I see.
Yeah.
But that also puts them under immense pressure,
Right.
doesn't it?
For sure.
They have to deliver not just for their investors,
Right.
but for the entire tech industry.
Yeah.
For all of us who are watching this unfold with a mix of hope and trepidation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The stakes are incredibly high.
They are.
And it's going to be fascinating to see how they navigate this challenging landscape.
It will be.
Yep.
All right, so we've talked about the potential of AI, the risks involved, and the pressure on SoftBank to deliver.
Yeah.
But what about the legal side of things?
Oh, yeah.
We left off with that mention of potential lawsuits and fiduciary duty. Let's unpack that a bit further.
Okay, let's do it.
Of course.
So the claims made by Wolper Law Firm are significant
Okay.
because they bring into question the fundamental responsibility of those managing large investment funds.
Right.
Fiduciary duty isn't just a legal concept. It's a moral obligation to act in the best interest of those whose money you're managing.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it's proven that the Vision Fund managers made decisions that benefited themselves at the expense of their investors, that could have serious legal consequences.
Absolutely. It could lead to fines, pay penalties, and even the removal of those managers from their positions. And beyond the legal ramifications, there's also the potential for reputational damage, which can be just as devastating for a company like SoftBank.
So even if they manage to avoid any legal rulings against them, the mere fact that these allegations are out there could cast a shadow over their future endeavors.
Exactly.
Investors might be hesitant to entrust them with their money, and partners might be wary of collaborating with them. It creates a climate of uncertainty and distrust, which can be very difficult to overcome.
So how does this potential legal trouble affect our understanding of this new AI investment?
Well,
Does it make it riskier?
I think so.
Does it raise any red flags?
It certainly adds another layer of complexity to the situation.
It does.
While the AI investment itself might hold great promise, the fact that SoftBank is facing these legal challenges suggests a degree of instability and potential for disruption. Investors and partners will likely be watching very closely,
I bet,
to see how these legal issues unfold and whether they impact the company's ability to execute its ambitious AI plans.
It's like we're trying to decipher a code.
That's a great analogy.
Isn't it?
It is.
We have all these pieces, the ambitious AI vision, the bold leadership, the past missteps, the potential legal battles, and we're trying to put them together to understand the bigger picture.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a great analogy.
And like any good code, it's full of intricate patterns and hidden meanings. It's going to take careful analysis and a keen eye to unravel it all.
Well, one thing's for sure. This is a story that's going to keep us on the edge of our seats.
I think so.
There are so many twists and turns.
Yeah, no.
And it's impossible to predict what will happen next.
I completely agree.
I completely agree.
It's a case study in ambition, risk, and the ever-evolving landscape of technology and finance.
That's true.
And as we continue our deep dive, we'll see if we can shed some light on what this all means for the future of AI, for SoftBank, and for all of us who are caught in the wake of these momentous developments.
So for you listening, what's your takeaway so far?
Yeah, what resonates with you?
What resonates with you?
What questions are swirling in your mind?
What questions are swirling in your mind?
Hold on to those thoughts as we delve into the final part of our exploration.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From SoftBank's bold AI investment to their past stumbles and the looming legal shadows.
I know.
But before we wrap up, let's zoom out a bit and think about the bigger picture. What does this all mean for the future of AI? And its impact on our world?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
SoftBank's move, regardless of its ultimate success or failure, is a strong signal that AI is no longer just a futuristic concept. It's becoming a driving force in the global economy.
So we're talking about a potential paradigm shift, a fundamental change in how we live and work.
Precisely. Think about the Industrial Revolution. It transformed societies, created new industries, and redefined the very nature of work. AI has the potential to do the same.
Wow.
Perhaps even on a larger scale.
Okay, but let's be realistic here. We're talking about a company with a somewhat checkered past, making a massive bet on a technology that's still in its early stages. Are we getting ahead of ourselves? Is this all just hype?
There's definitely a lot of hype surrounding AI, that's for sure. But beneath the hype, there's real substance. We're already seeing AI being used in countless ways.
Like what?
From medical diagnosis and drug discovery to financial trading and fraud detection.
Interesting.
And the pace of innovation is only accelerating.
So it's not just a matter of if AI will transform our world. But when and how.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah, what's that?
The decisions made today by companies like SoftBank, by governments, by researchers and developers,
will shape the trajectory of AI and its impact on society.
But let's not forget about those potential downsides we discussed earlier.
Oh, right.
The job displacement, the ethical dilemmas, the risk of unintended consequences. How do we balance the potential benefits of AI with the need to mitigate those risks?
It's a delicate balancing act, and there's no easy answer.
I bet.
It requires a multifaceted approach involving collaboration between policymakers, industry leaders, ethicists, and the public at large.
So everyone?
We need to have open and honest conversations about the potential pitfalls of AI, establish clear ethical guidelines, and ensure that its development and deployment are aligned with human values.
So it's not just about building smarter machines. It's about building a smarter future.
That's a great way to put it.
One where technology serves humanity.
Exactly.
Not the other way around. This has been a fascinating,
if somewhat dizzying deep dive into the world of SoftBank, AI, and the future we're hurtling towards. For those of you listening, we hope this has given you some food for thought.
I hope so.
Some new perspectives to consider.
That's right.
And perhaps even some healthy skepticism. To balance the often overwhelming hype.
Definitely.
And as we wrap up, we'd like to leave you with this. As AI continues to evolve, it's crucial that we stay informed. Engaged. And critical.
For sure.
Ask questions, challenge assumptions, and don't be afraid to voice your concerns. The future of AI is not predetermined.
It's not.
It's being written as we speak. And we all have a role to play in shaping it.
That's right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.